Well, it's a good day. Last day of the season. I'm back in the truck and there's daylight out. So that can only mean one thing.
Welcome to Bowzone Live. The Whitetail rut is on in the Bowzone. Our hunters are in the stand and we're excited to share it with you.
Bowzone Live, baby. Yeah, he's gone. I smoked a jive.
We found Ricky. Wow. This is it, man. This is what we do it for.
Bowzone Live is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Annihilator Broadheads, Bronc Beer, Bushnell Outdoor Products, Hex Stealth Screen, Hoyt Archery, Lone Wolf Taxidermy, Lowdown Viewer, Habit Apparel by Mako Inc., Onyx, Shot IQ, Portable Winch, and Wild TV Plus.
Welcome to Bowzone Live. It's our final show of the year as our 2023 season in the Bowzone is officially closed as of 2 hours and let's say 12 minutes ago. We'll wrap up all of the action. Keith MacDonald and Zack Brown joining us in the Bowzone Live studios. Great to have the guys here. We've got some great footage from both of them. We'll take a look at a few of the storylines we've been following, and we do have multiple deer down. Darryl Legg is also in the studio. He's lurking around here. He'll stop by to give us the scoop on his last couple of days. You do not want to miss it. He had a crazy coyote encounter while recovering his deer. I gave away too much there, boys. Keith, no deer down for you, and it's been a unique year and season with the warm weather. How did you find things?
Well, warm. Like I said, we had pretty good luck with the clients this year, but we had an unfortunate couple incidents where we hit deer and couldn't find them. A lot of that, no snow to track. It made it a lot tougher. And one was because of the abundance of coyotes. A coyote pushed one of our wounded deer that we couldn't find it.
That's going to pop up. We saw Darryl go through his situation. We're going to view that later on. And we also saw a deer that Zack hit a couple of days ago, and he ducked. But Zack, you're all smiles today. What do you want to tell us, buddy?
Well, the cat, the good luck charm, the cat stand paid off. And my tag's filled. So it's good.
Well, there we go. We'll have Zack Brown's great story. Letting an arrow fly at the 11th hour. Great to see after what we watched from him last episode. Great footage from the guys as always, and our ladies as well. Darryl he's standing by. He's almost ready to go. He's buzzing as usual. He's got some great footage too. Just a crazy day for Darryl yesterday. We'll have the full story on wrapping up Kevin's mule deer as well. Kevin Wilson taking down the muley a couple days ago. Okay, we'll be back to announce the first of our contest winners too, and get to all of these great stories right after this.
I just purchased my first set of Hex full gear underwear probably about 4 years ago, and I tell you, this product is outstanding. I wasn't quite a believer until actually I started wearing it. The animals, like they say, they can't pick up any movement, anything like that. I truly believe this product works. I've been in several kills at probably within 10 to 15 yards, and they just don't know you're there. So if you don't have this product, I highly recommend getting Hex, because it truly does work.
Welcome back to Bowzone Live. Tom Gazzola with you inside the Wild TV studios. As we've been telling you for the last 2 weeks, we'll announce the winners of our contest tonight. First up, our friends from Lone Wolf. A big thank you to the crew at Lone Wolf Taxidermy for partnering with us here at Bowzone. They graciously donated a full shoulder mount. We had 45 submissions of whitetail hero shots with over 3,500 votes. Thank you to our loyal viewers for being engaged in our community. The winner of our taxidermy giveaway is Carter Sheets. Congratulations, Carter. Well done. Great shot there. and you're picking up a Lone Wolf taxidermy package there. Fantastic stuff. All right, Zack Brown, Keith MacDonald in studio with us, and boys, we're going to start with Zack. It's a short season for you, but you made the most of it. Crazy season. We saw some of it the other day. Tell us what's been going on the last couple.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm guiding for most of the season. I had the last 5 days of the season. Hour 1 of sitting in the stand, I had that encounter with what we're calling now a story time. Deer ducked, survived, thank goodness, and then I'm back in the tree stand. A lot of debate as to whether I sit there, I'm going to see that deer again. There's other deer in the area, and Gunther gave me some motivation late last night, and I was able to sit and took advantage of the opportunity that came up again, and all tagged out.
A great shot and some great footage. Let's take a look.
Nip.
Bowzone Live 2023, last day of the season, ended with a freaking slice. Redemption. I'm sitting here waiting for story time. Oh, that buck came in to my rattling. Oh, I played it perfect. I took my time. Oh my goodness, I am stoked. I don't know what to say. This is as good as it gets.
Well, last day of the season, the last deer I killed.
Deer moving. She's looking for her boyfriend. There's a bunch of does running around. Yeah, when it dies in sight of your stand, it's a great, great feeling. But what I was saying earlier was the last buck, my first buck ever I killed in the Bowzone was the last day of the season in 2021. And it's the last day of the season, 2023. And we got a deer down. So awesome. So sweet. Still frosted. Got that dark broadhead. So sweet. That's awesome. We had this deer on camera last year. I had him twice on daylight video this year, and I almost didn't sit here. And Gunther said, you know what, it's the last day of the season, you got him twice, just sit there. And I did, and it paid off. Rattled him in up on the hill, came in, so sweet. So awesome, look at that. So awesome. Look at it here too, he's got some rubbing. So wicked. Well, my season's over at the cat stand. My good luck cat followed me to the stand this morning, and it all worked out. As you can see, the cat's just as happy as I am. All tagged out. With an awesome buck. Super happy. Bowzone Live. Doesn't get any better than this.
All right, great footage. Good job by your wife, Zack, to shoot that footage. We saw the doe running by after your shot with the buck. Keith, you're sitting here watching Zack's footage. You're like, I'm going. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Just give us a debrief of the day, the season, and a super short one for you, and being able to have a feel-good story at the end like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes down to knowing and trusting the area you're in. So I have a lot of cameras in there. I had pictures of that deer in daylight at least twice. And I think I debated sitting there, and I've had people that were just like, you got to sit, put your time in. That deer's there. He's been there before. He'll come back. And sure enough, he came back. I was able to make a rattle. He came right into the rattle. And yeah, the rest is history. It was so perfect. I mean, I have 5 days, and it all worked out.
Made it work. Keith, you're watching that footage. What are you thinking? Any questions for Zack?
Well, Tacticams are game changers, don't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's to have cell cameras and to be able to get instant information of that deer's here, and then we were talking, you have another camera set up, you get to know their pattern, their path, you put your stand on that path, it's lights out.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Fantastic work, Zack. You're going to swap with Darryl Legg, but first we're going to touch base with the Grey Cup champion who is on our show, the one and only Jason Moss, who sent this in to us.
Hello there, Bowzone team. Just wanted to congratulate everybody on another successful season of Bowzone Live, Season 4. It was phenomenal. A lot of great hunts. I know how much time and effort is put into each one of them, and they were spectacular. So just want to congratulate everybody on their year. Zack, I hear you've got a last-minute buck and a buck that I knew from last year. Filming him and watching him and still remember him quite well. A nice wide frame buck. So congrats on that. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't able to get out at all this year. The other team I represent, the Montreal Alouettes, we were in the 110th Grey Cup in Hamilton this year and defeated the Winnipeg Blue Bombers for our 8th Grey Cup as a franchise. So that's what I was doing. Instead of being in the field, I was on the field. So I guess if there was ever an excuse to miss a hunting season, that might be the best one there. So till next year, thank you guys for everything you do for everyone in the hunting field, and look forward to another great year.
Awesome stuff there from Jason Moss, Grey Cup champion, 110th Grey Cup in Hamilton a couple of weeks ago. And Jason, if you don't know Jason Moss, you weren't one of the 8.5 million people watching the Grey Cup this year. Absolutely tremendous game, and to see Jason lead the Montreal Alouettes to glory and a CFL championship, feather in his cap, and we look forward to seeing him whenever he can make it back into the Bowzone. All right, we swapped out Zack Brown for Darryl Legg. Darryl's got a great story to tell as well. A little shake and bake there. Nice, fellow hunters. See, we said the camaraderie is there between our hunters. It's legit. You're seeing it for real. Great teamwork on the swap. Easy transition there. Darryl, tell us what's been going on, because a couple days ago we're watching you do Jingle Bells, and you're telling us you're going stir crazy, and since then it's been just a total 180.
Yeah, I was just being silly. A lot of tree stand time, you kind of go stir crazy, and I was just doing my Jingle Bells thing just for the group chat. I didn't know it was going to be aired all over the place, but it's all good. Yeah, I managed to get a deer down, and it was pretty incredible experience.
How busy did things get around you in that tree stand? Because I think you went back to the same spot you were at before, right?
Yeah, I ended up having 7 deer come by me that morning.
Yep.
I went to the one tree stand the following day, the same tree stand. Then the following morning I went to another one that's about 80 yards down inside a coulee. And the reason I did that is because the wind was picking up. We had some really serious wind going on. A lot of guys were in ground blinds.
Yeah.
I'm down in a coulee, so I decided to hunt. I'm up pretty high, but I'm still lower than the ground level above me. So I managed to get into that stand, and the wind didn't bug me too much, and I had a lot of deer come by. 7 that morning.
7. All right. You also had the cameras rolling. Let's take a look at what you've been up to, Darryl, over the last couple of days.
That was a hard pass. This guy's still making them rub. Wow. I got 2 bucks chasing each other around right here. And they're snort wheezing. It's very, very cool. There's that 3rd one. Oh my god. I just had 5 different whitetails around me in the last 10 minutes. Welcome to the zone. There's a couple of those bucks still within 80 yards, and you're beating the bush up pretty bad. There must be a hot doe in there. I just want to know where Papa is. He's got to be here, man. He's got to be here. That's insane. I just had a muley buck come in and a whitetail at the same time. This is insane. So I've got these crows all ravens all fired up, eh? Sun's peeking up now. Pretty nice. Right. Hey everyone, so smashed a nice deer this morning. Right. I watched the video on my big screen here and it was deflected back a bit. It's hard waiting for 4 hours. Hopefully I cut a good swath through that liver. I'm pretty sure it's liver hit. I'm like really confident it's liver hit. So I'm just having some PB&J. I'm hexed up everywhere except for up top. Hex needs to get me another hat. Lost my hat. I guess my head was up high enough that I didn't pick up any signal. So go from there. But stay tuned, guys. I'm hoping this is really good. You guys will never guess what just happened. I come around the corner because I know this is the area I last left off. As I'm coming around the corner, I got my arrow because I backed out. I wasn't sure of the shot. It was a bit far back, but apparently it did this job. So I come around the corner and I can see a coyote right there pulling, feeding on my deer. I have an arrow knocked. I come around the corner. The thing rears up, puts his back tail between his back legs, hunches himself. It's like a National Geographic photo. His mouth's wide open, covered in blood, and he's standing there looking at me. I drilled him with my bow. He's not feeding on deer anymore, but he's got him pretty cleaned up. I gave him 4 hours, which you're supposed to do when you're not sure. I did the right thing. The wind started coming back in this way. I got out of here. The last place I seen him, he died 10 feet from where I seen him last. So here's my 2023 whitetail. This is a 4-hour leave, and this is what these coyotes can do. He's missing half of his ribs on this side. These things are savages, just savages. Look at the neck on that thing. He sure is rutted up. He's got a dark forehead patch on him, really dark. He's a really mature deer. Short little nose on him. Sorry, I had to go this way, bud. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That's hunting in the zone.
All right, so another buck down in the Bowzone. Darryl leg tags out. Darryl, like, first of all, great footage from Kevin Wilson helping you out with that, shooting that. That sucks that the coyotes got to them, or to that buck in particular. But it's a fact of life sometimes in the Bowzone, even though you played things properly, right?
Yeah, no, 100% to Tom. We as bow hunters, there's, like he said it excellent just at the beginning of the show. There's so many variables going on for us to get everything happening, to make everything happen the right way. It's a hard thing to do, and sometimes we can't control every element of the situation. And my arrow took a bit of a deflection, and it's thankfully I was videoing, and I can go back and look at that video footage because I wouldn't have known either way. But you got to make the call you make, and I stuck with it, and I was okay with my call. Just savage animals, man. They got the will to live too, and they just they got on that thing before I got to it, and they devoured it.
Keith, a couple of things, like you guys were talking that whole video and bouncing ideas off of each other, and you talked about coyotes, and we talked about coyotes last year, and it's, again, like Darryl mentioned, a fact of life in the Bowzone and in other locations as well. But what are some other things that have come up this season that you think are good reminders that you and Darryl would like to impart on everybody?
Well, like I said, we had a guy, one of my clients hit a deer. He hit him good, a little high, but I know it hit second lung. Tracked him, found pools of blood where he laid down, foamy blood where he's coughing, and then all of a sudden hair and blood splatters. So coyotes got on him right there, pushed him right out. If those coyotes would have been on him, we would have found him within a half an hour probably.
Jeez. Darryl, any other tips or tidbits that you'd like to share?
Yeah, just go with your gut instinct, and when in doubt, back out. That's all you can do. Yeah, when in doubt, back out.
Some things, go ahead.
We've never on our chat we talk about nobody was saying they've ever seen something like this happen as fast as it happened. Like, it happened fast. That was a 4-hour wait, and that thing was just about gone. Like, I've hit deer overnight. I've hit deer, left them overnight, went back in the morning, they weren't even touched. That's overnight. This is in the daytime, so it's not a common thing. And the coyotes have lots of feed right now too. There's not much snow. There's lots of mice. Like, they're feeding good, so it's not like they're starving.
Yeah.
Guys, a big question, considering how slow things were going for the first couple of weeks and how things turned. What's the importance of patience in the stand, in the Bowzone, and really waiting it out and trying to play the long game? Keith, what's the key there?
It's not getting in your head, right? Like 2 years ago when I got that buck, I spent 90 hours in stand.
You were done.
The afternoon that I shot him, I was going crazy. Literally, I wanted to quit. I was done. I wanted to leave. But I pushed through, and that evening I hammered a good one. Yeah,
I remember that. You were visibly tired, worn out, and it ended up paying off because you stuck in there. For you, Darryl, what keeps you going? Because you were going crazy a couple of days ago.
It's a mental game. And the last time I was here a couple of days ago, we were chatting, and Sam said it best, and I think I even said to him, you kind of inspired me. I want to get back after it and go hard. I was pretty much done too. It's just, a lot of people aren't seeing the animals you're supposed to be seeing on a normal basis. It's just a crazy, slow year.
Yeah.
And to have each other, to keep boosting each other's confidence, it's a big, big deal.
Yeah.
So anybody else who does that, you got family, got friends doing it, they're struggling like that, keep their mental game up, just keep telling them, keep after it. It could help.
Preparing and staying prepared for the shot in that instance where nothing's happening, you're trying to grind it out, and then boom, you got a nice buck who's a shooter, and you got to be ready for that shot at all times. Is there any tricks to that trade, or is it all just you formulate your own? What do you guys tell people?
I find it's instinct that just kicks in, like you're sitting there, you're maybe a little tired, you're kind of sitting there, have a drink of water, and then everything, your instinct takes over.
100%.
Right. Yeah, it's that instinct, that hunting instinct takes over.
I lock my knuckle where I shoot off my face, and I talk to myself with my trigger all the time.
Yeah.
Don't punch the trigger, don't punch a trigger as I'm staring at this deer. And a lot of times you have to grunt them, burp them, so hey, don't stop if you whistle, but I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on, right? So.
Yeah.
How much of it, too, is trusting the research, what you're seeing on your trail cams, and putting in all that time? And I think Zack touched on it a little bit earlier in the show, is like he knew Gunther was telling him, stick with it, go back to that spot. How much of that plays into it as well?
A lot of it, eh, Keith? Big time. They were mentioning when I wasn't in here about the cell cams. They're a complete game changer.
Yeah.
Like you're in bed and you know where the deer are.
Yeah.
You wake up, you're like, oh, he's there. Time to go. I got to go.
Yeah.
So we trust our equipment. Our equipment nowadays is far more superior than we will ever be. So it's really come a long ways, and cell cameras are amazing.
All right. Great stuff, Darryl. We're actually going to throw a curveball at you. You're sticking around for another segment, okay?
Okay.
All right. Keith is here in the co-host chair for the entirety of the show. We will see Zack Brown a little bit later on. Plenty more of Bowzone Live right here on Wild TV coming up after this. Welcome back to Bowzone Live. It's time to announce another contest winner, this time for the Lowdown viewer. Thank you, of course, to everyone who entered the Lowdown viewer contest. Lowdown graciously gave all of our Bowzone hunters a high-speed trail cam viewer that they are enjoying using. And a congratulations to the winner of our Lowdown viewer contest, Aaron Parada. Congratulations, Aaron, for joining in on the contest and winning it. So Aaron Parada is the Lowdown viewer winner. Well done, and a big thank you to the fine folks from Lowdown viewer as well. All right, time to get to Keith and his season. We touched on it a very, very minimal amount because it has been a very busy show. Darryl Lake's still in the studio with us, Zack Brown standing by. But Keith, how would you sum up the way things were going? We talked about Zack was guiding. He had a busy year. You've been guiding. What's been going on for you? How would you describe the year?
Well, I had pretty good success with my clients this year. We had 7 out of 12. Unfortunately, 2 we didn't recover. But my clients said I did a good job. They all got in front of a mature buck. But myself, for the last 5 days, it was the weather and just everything. The deer that did come in. So I had a real good encounter yesterday morning. So I always like to sit all day. That's my thing. I think that during November, midday movement is always just as good as dusk and dawn. And so I always try to stick all day. Yesterday, it was windy in the morning, so I went to a ground blind. And I'd sooner be in a tree any day. So I noticed the wind was dying down about 11. I thought I'm going to slip out, have a quick sandwich, and get up to my tree stand. So I get up. I'm walking into this place they call the ranch, the rub and post, and I got an incense stick, and it was windy, so I'm curled down on the ground against the tree, and I'm trying to light a lighter with the wind going, and I hear toot, 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 and I look up, and there's a doe 30 yards from me with a big 8-point right behind her. So that tells me, and I would have sat in that stand that morning, and that's where I was going. If I would have been in there, I probably would have had a good shot at that guy. But that's so that for me, midday movement during November, it's like if you can do it, I'd say sit all day.
We were talking about how windy it was going to get. We were talking about the forecast going into Wednesday. What's your strategy when you see a forecast with high winds like that, and then you do experience it when you're going out there into the field?
Well, like I said, I got three ground blinds set up that I don't mind sitting in. Like I'd sooner sit in a tree stand because the view is so much better. You can see a lot of things. But when I went in on a cold, windy day, a ground blind is actually pretty nice to go climb into. It's easier to get up at 5 a.m. to go sit in the ground blind when it's 25-kilometer-hour winds. Because, I mean, I'm pretty brave, but when your tree is moving and you hear creaking and cracking, I always think about Ryan when that tree broke. Remember a couple years back when his tree was creaking and cracking, and so he climbed down and the top of the tree fell down.
Good point. Great memory, absolutely. You also had your cameras rolling. Let's take a look at what you were up to this season.
It's me again, Keith MacDonald, out here at Enoch, Cree Nation, Treaty 6 territory. It's November 29th. It's 6 o'clock. I just got out of stand. It's been a pretty tough year for the Bowzone Live crew. It's been really unseasonably warm November. We haven't got any snow. I did pretty good with my clients. I guided from November 9th till the 24th, so I didn't have very many days to hunt for the show. But I mean, still, it's always a good time getting in there, getting in the game. Had a few close encounters, but nothing really to speak of. Tons of pictures on camera. I purchased 6 of them, and man, let me tell you, it's a game changer to know exactly what's going on at the exact time that it happens. We did manage to harvest 3 deer. My 2 clients and my nephew Will scored on a real nice 165-inch 11-point. It was a 5x5 mainframe with a split G2. Really nice deer. He had pictures of him all year, and he managed to make a nice clean shot. Hard shot him. He only went 30 yards. It's down to the wire. I'm going out back tomorrow, back to the rubbing post. It's been a lot of activity at that rubbing post. It seems like whenever I'm not there, there's something there, of course, that's how it goes. Tomorrow I'll slip in, get in there 6 o'clock or so. There's a little bit of footage I got on here that you guys will see. We had some does coming to my blind. A couple young bucks I rattled in. Unfortunately, the encounters I had today didn't work for the camera. They were behind my stand, and the one was, I tried to get him on camera, but he came in and he was behind willows and I couldn't get a focus on him. So that's just how it goes though. It's a tough game. trying to hunt these whitetails with a archery equipment. It's you're trying to beat these guys in their own bedrooms, and it's tough. They know the woods better than we do. They live there every day, all year round, and we only go in when we can. So it's a tough game, but it's it's so much fun. I want to thank everybody who's been standing behind the Bowzone Live team. You guys are great. We have a great fan base. Without you guys, this show would never happen. Without the sponsors, thank all the sponsors that help us out. It's great. Thank you very much, everybody. And I see you tomorrow. I'm going to be co-hosting tomorrow with Tom Gazzola. So I'll see you all tomorrow.
Well said, Keith MacDonald, and here he is today. So you shot that yesterday. Great explanation of everything you went through. Darryl, you're watching that. You're giving him the shake and bake. You guys are pounding the fists after you watch that. Anything pop up from listening and watching Keith there?
Yeah, it's great that he's giving credit where it's due, and the staff here is just amazing. They do an amazing job. Yeah. You do an amazing job hosting as well, and it's really awesome that he put that out there.
Checks in the mail for you, by the way.
That being said, though, I want to ask you, Keith, that really big deer you had on the trail camera pictures, have you had real good history with that one, that big one?
Yeah, we call him Nemesis. So he's at least 10 years old, because I've been getting pictures of him for 6 years. You've seen the picture that was 3 years ago when he was in his prime. He lost a lot, but that's the deer. That was my target deer this year. I know there's bigger ones out there, but that was the one I wanted because he's old. And so the reason why we call him Nemesis is because he's been shot at 3 times by my clients.
Wow.
He missed clean twice, and the skin off his back was taken off this year.
Wow.
But he's so smart the way he comes in. He never commits too early. He knows the woods. He knows his... I have pictures of that deer one season in 4 different spots, 5 miles apart in 2 days. He has no problem going. He knows my reserve better than I do probably. And so Nemesis, he's an old stud. I see his genes all over. I see all young guys coming up that look like him have his frame. So I know he's bred around there. So he's done well.
Ooh.
That's awesome. I hope you get him. Good luck. Good luck.
Nemesis, Brutus. He's going through all the names that we're looking at there. You didn't get one this season, but you have in years past. Let's take a look at some of Keith MacDonald's work over the years.
Hey, I'm Keith MacDonald. I'm from Enoch, Cree Nation here in Treaty 6 territory. Is that gonna work?
I hope so. We're hunters, we're not engineers.
The reason why I love hunting in the Bowzone is because I have I'm very intimate with my land. I grew up here. I was born and raised in Enoch Cree Nation. Come from a traditional hunting family. Both my grandfathers were traditional fishermen and hunters. My dad was a big hunter. If you're not learning, you're not paying enough attention. Even just having a deer bust you is enough to give you that lesson for the next time. Okay, now you know. Edmonton Bowzone November whitetail rut hunt was the #2 hardest hunt in Canada, right behind the Rocky Mountain Ram. So you think about it, we're sitting 10 hours a day.
Now from his tree stand, Keith MacDonald joining us. Keith, hey, you've quickly become a fan favorite here on Bowzone Live.
We're not here to settle for anything small. We're not here to settle for any young deer. I'm here to kill an old giant deer for Bowzone Live. So this morning I was in there, it was a hot doe. I seen 7 bucks altogether. If you can fool one of those guys, you've done something right.
Yeah, I'm Keith MacDonald. I am the owner and operator of Enoch Trophy Whitetails.
Keith, great to see you, pal. It's been a while. What have you been up to? You did so good last year as my co-host. We had to bring you back. You love it, right? Tell me you love it.
It's always a pleasure being here with you,
It's great having you in here.
I put that picture on there and I said, you guys think I could grunt this guy off of her?
And I know that in this game, all it takes is 5 seconds and the whole world changes. Oh, I persevered. My shot was a little high, but that's all right. He went down. He's dead now. He died quickly. There he is. Bowzone Live, right at you. Enoch Cree Nation, boys and girls. Woo-wee. You work hard for this kind of stuff. All season, setting stands, putting cameras.
I think that smile says it all. You still got that smile on your face. Oh, that is great stuff. Look at all those young guys in that package there. We're all a little older, a little wiser into season 4. Great stuff from the crew putting that together and some of Keith's greatest hits. Darryl, fantastic season. Thank you for everything you've done for us this year. Shake and bake, buddy.
Awesome, Darryl.
Absolutely tremendous. Zack Brown will be hopping back into the co-host chair. Keith sticking around, but we have to tell you about the Winch sponsor because many of our hunters have been using a great new tool to hang their game after harvest. It's also a great tool that goes into preparing the hunting season. Have a look at the portable winch system.
So Mike Bachand, I was working this morning and Mike threw a post up in the Bowzone live chat on WhatsApp and he shot a moose. I am just on my way with a side-by-side, chainsaws, portable winch, and other assorted items to go help him recover this moose. Like so. And that is ready to pull.
Oh man, this is cold. Come on!
What do you think about that portable winch, Mike?
That thing's amazing. I got the thing out pretty easy. Hope maybe Ryan will give us some of those things in like a goodie bag of sorts or something like that. Well, I couldn't even keep up with him. Scott's already got the moose up by the trucks. That cone was amazing. Tried to run to keep up, but tried to run through the bush. Beauty. That was awesome. Ooh. All right, now the work begins.
Well, it's been nice seeing you guys.
Great stuff there. Last episode, we did show you that Kevin Wilson managed to get a mule deer at last light. Let's take a look at that footage.
Well, folks, I just shot a mule deer. I don't know what's going on right now. I hit him low and in the chest, quartering away. I thought it was a perfect shot. He literally walked 30 yards and bedded down. I actually thought his head was down. I was gonna wait 45 minutes just to be safe. And all of a sudden he got up and started walking. Really slowly and stopping, but he's walking. So I'm not sure what to do here. I think I'll wait a few hours. But I thought it was a good hit, so I don't know what to make of this. That's part of bow hunting. I thought it was a really good shot, but stay tuned, we'll see what happens. That's my arrow. So it's covered tip to toe. It almost looks like one lung. And it looks like it might be back a bit, but we'll get on the trail here and see what we can find. Well, here he is. I hit a little bit low from where I thought I was aiming. It was a 23-yard shot. I aimed for 20 and was quartering away. And we left him for a few hours, tracked the blood, jumped him, and ended up shooting him one more time. So here he is. He's a mule deer, and it's a mule deer rut. Haven't been able to catch up to that big whitetail yet, but nice mule deer. I've got a tag, so thought I'd take him. Beautiful deer.
Great stuff there from Kevin Wilson. Zack Brown rejoins us in studio alongside Keith MacDonald, and a nice mule deer there for Kevin. Zach, as Kev was going through his debrief, you're like, he looks like he's a bit puzzled. He sounds like he's puzzled, and sure enough, you guys both chuckled. Oh, yeah, he's trying to figure it out. But another thing that's kind of popped up is we've seen a lot of muleys. Michelle Van Dam had one. A lot of chatter between the hunters saying, I've seen a bunch of mule deers crossing paths with whitetails. What's going on there? Zach, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's different theories, whether they can handle the winters a little bit better, or maybe they get less pressure, they're being hunted less, because people always think if you want to shooting a big whitetail, and it's hard to find a giant mule deer compared to a giant whitetail in the Bowzone. So that might play into it. I think it's also spot specific, right? Some of these spots just generally have more mule deer than other spots, but there definitely is something where they're leaking into our whitetail areas for sure.
Keith, what's your theory and thoughts on this?
Well, I don't know if you remember, Zach, you might be a little young for this, but back maybe 15 years ago, there was a quarter section of land a mile east on the southeast corner of my reserve, and the guy fed those muleys, and there was about 40 or 50 that used to live there. I don't know if you remember that. So they lived there for years, and when I was a kid, I remember seeing giants there. Nobody was allowed to hunt, nobody was allowed to access, and he put bales in there, and he kept them on his quarter, and now it's all city now. So those mule deer dispersed.
Wow.
So this year, one of my nephews shot a pretty nice whitetail, a pretty nice muley too, in one of our areas. And 2 winters ago, I was riding my skidoo on the back corner of the reserve where nobody ever goes. I came around the corner and 10 mule deer jumped out of the bush.
Jeez, okay, so there you go.
They're there.
Yeah.
They're moving in. So you've seen a change even on Enoch as
well?
well?
Yeah. We're starting to see them more and more.
There we go. We're starting to see it more and more. Like you said, we saw it on camera. Great mule deer there for Kevin Wilson. Your T-shirt, Keith, says it all. Annihilator Broadheads. Let's take a look at a great supporter that's been with us here on Bowzone Live throughout the years.
So last year I went with the Annihilator Broadhead. It was a little late in the season, but I tried it out, and do they ever fly like a field point? They're sticking on the end of a nice Easton arrow, and my groupings are tighter than they ever been. At 40 yards, I'm within inches every time. So, and with the damage they do, I got a moose earlier this year, September 25th, and he went probably 30 yards, double lung. He had no chance. Those Annihilator Broadheads, they sure cut a big hole, and they do exactly what they're supposed to do.
All right, a quick word from the man who got all of this started, Ryan Kohler.
I'm in a stand it's about 40 yards away, and I've been in that stand for 3 or 4 days now, trying to get a muley buck. I've seen about 6 bucks, and it's not in the right spot. And so this morning I decided, you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna get down and I'm gonna go stand in the right spot. So far I've got 3 does that have walked by and 1 buck. I don't know. This is pretty fun. I could have shot that deer the whole time. He was coming, I could have drawn my bow, and as soon as he stepped in the meadow, I could have smoked him. Instead, I just digged for my phone and filmed him. But he just walked right around me in a whole bunch of lanes. Who says you can't shoot one off the ground? Might just have to do it. Well, it looks like this is my last day in the Edmonton Bowzone. The season's coming to an end. I just wanted to say thank you to all the people that took part of Bowzone Live, the whole cast and crew. Everyone worked so hard. They work hard every year. And the gals and guys that are out there grinding it out in the stands every day and every night, every morning, every evening, all full days. They're tough, good bow hunters. I just want to say thank you for all that. I'm grateful for it. I'm on my way to Weber Outfitting right now in Saskatchewan, so I'm not going to be able to take part in the last show, but I'm looking forward to Bowzone Live Season 5 next season.
We'll be right back after this to wrap things up. All right, welcome back to Bowzone Live. We do have Zack Brown, Keith MacDonald, Darryl Legg standing by. Maybe we'll see Darryl one more time before we say goodbye. But boys, final thoughts on the season. Zack, I'll go to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely a little bit different, right? No snow on the ground is a weird one. You're not seeing the deer. You're not hearing them. Tracking them with blood is tough. Even knowing the patterns of them is difficult, but I think we made the most of it, and there's a lot of good kills happened despite the weather, and yeah, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with what happened.
Yeah, we did get a lot of great footage, and Keith, there were some lessons to be learned in all of this as well. Do you recall another year where it was this warm, this dry, no snow like Zack was talking about? Does anything like this come to mind?
Well, I remember a few years back, I can't remember exactly what year, it wasn't as bad as now. We had a little bit of snow here and there, but it was really warm like this right up till mid-December. And yeah, we had a tough season that year with my clients. I mean, we really struggled. To me, I think it's because there's so much feed in the woods. I've even seen, today I seen green coming out.
Yeah.
So these deer aren't, we can usually catch them on going back and forth to the fields, or else with the fields that have feed in them, sit on the edge, and that was non-existent this year, you know, like even my trail cameras, the odd time I'd get deer gathering around and at mostly night. Most of the days they're getting up and they're not moving too far from their bedroom. They're in their core areas, just feeding right there and then making a move after dark.
Wow. It is crazy, and it has been an interesting, enjoyable year. Final thoughts from you, Zack, as we prep for season 5 that Ryan teased about there.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, I think overall the consistency of this year, it was really, really good. And I think with technology and the experience, everyone's getting more experience as the season goes on. So I think next year it could be even a better year, which is hard to imagine. But I think it's going to be good. We're going to have snow, and we got experience under our belts. I think there's going to be some more deer going down.
We have a great group of hunters. One of them is wanting to come and say goodbye to everyone. There he is, Darryl. Get in the shot there. We told Darryl he could come back on. Great year from you, Darryl. Awesome. Great year from you, Zack, and Keith. Always a pleasure, sir, to work with you. You guys, absolutely fantastic. It's been another fantastic season, and from all of our hunters, the guys who are in studio, all of them at home, Ryan Kohler, big thank you to him. Thank you for watching, and as we punch the tag on another Whitetail season in the Bowzone, let's have a look at some of our greatest moments. Welcome to day 1 of Bowzone Live. I am your host, Tom Gazzola. We are on the air for the next 90 minutes. We've got 6 shows over the course of the next 2 weeks. Welcome to Bowzone Live, Season 2, right here on Wild TV. Tom Gazzola, it's an honor to be back. We're in studio, in person, with the one and only Ryan Kohler. Welcome back to Annihilator Presents Bowzone Live Season 3. Tom Gazzola alongside Logan Johnson here in our Wild TV studios. Welcome to Bowzone Live. This is our first live episode of Season 4 in studio, and Tom Gazzola alongside Scott Sterling. Joining us now is the mastermind behind Bowzone Live. It is Ryan Kohler. You've got everyone together looking great. How proud of you of how this thing has evolved through a few seasons already?
Well, I mean, you can't really explain how proud you are. You look around and you have the same faces in the room, so that's kind of a testament to how good the group is. So we've got an awesome, tight team that's done a really, really good job. And I think for me, trying to give back to these players and these bow hunters that are in the zone, trying to get things done is kind of the theme of the show.
Thanks for co-hosting. How'd it go? It went well, I thought.
I think so.
I think so.
It was really fun.
It was a really fun show. Absolutely. Yeah, look forward.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again.
The bandit is down. Here he is, and I'm happy. I'm happy. This is awesome. Way to go. Beautiful deer.
He's gorgeous.
pretty good size on his G2s, but I'm thrilled. Be able to film them, be able to get them and recover them.
I just shot a buck. Look at the mass on that guy. Split brow. That's cool.
I smoked a giant. Yes, you did.
Giant buck of a lifetime.
Oh my God!
This is why we hunt the Bowzone. We found Ricky. Wow.
I just hit him. Just totally blessed to be hunting in the Edmonton Bowzone.
I nailed him right behind the shoulder. This beautiful buck.
That's a big, dark, heavy 4x4.
I just shot a buck.
Pretty hard to pass up a buck like that.
Oh, he's gorgeous. He's a beautiful buck.
Oh man, I can't believe it. I just shot Myron. He's a solid 4x4, and I'll tell you what, I could not be happier.
I just shot a buck. He went down right there.
There he is. Bowzone Live, right at you. Enoch, Cree Nation, boys and girls.
Woo-wee. This is it, man. This is what we do it for.
Holy moly, what a buck.
2022 whitetail deer. I'm super excited.
Well, there he is. I am grateful, thankful for the opportunity.
And all these couple kickers here. The mass is unbelievable. Wide load is the right name.
He ran about 60 yards and fell right in my view. So there's good news. The freezer will be full, and I'm a happy guy today.
John hammered him. John has got that big buck down. It's the beginning of Bowzone Live, the beginning of the season.
What's it like to shoot a whitetail in Edmonton Bowzone?
It's something else. It's unbelievable.
I'm actually on the board this year. What a beautiful buck. It's gonna make some really good sausage.
Look at the size of that thing. Dream come true, brother. I can't thank you enough.
Oh, that is a toad.
Oh!
I just shot my buck. Here he is. He's a 6x6.
He's an absolute beautiful Bowzone giant, and yeah, I couldn't be happier. It's a joy to be part of Bowzone Live and to hunt with that big crew of people that are working their butts off, just like we did for this whitetail.
So here's my 2023 whitetail.
So awesome. Look at that.
Bowzone Live is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Annihilator Broadheads, Bronc Beer, Bushnell Outdoor Products, Hex Stealth Screen, Hoyt Archery, Lone Wolf Taxidermy, Lowdown Viewer, Habit Apparel by Mako Inc., Onyx, Shot IQ, Portable Winch, and Wild TV Plus.